This title race, it's not gonna be for the weak. It's not gonna be for the weak. That was nervy. I ain't gonna lie. That wasn't a comfortable watch. But hey, man, 3 points in the bag, beating Chelsea 2-1. That's what we needed. That's what we needed to keep that gap. You know what I mean? Keep Man City at bay. Because, boy, yeah, man, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Hi there, guys. It's your boy, Dashiki Dash, and welcome back to a Dash of the Gunners. Oh, man, you should already know by now. This is where I talk about all things Arsenal-related, hot topics, and trending stories. And, sorry. Mad thirsty right about now. Let me just... Well, just sipping on Chelsea tears right about now. Don't mind. Anyway, this is my post-match reaction video. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Arsenal beating Chelsea 2-1 at the Emirates in the Premier League. Brilliant, brilliant win. This is a big, massive win, especially off the back of, you know, facing Tottenham, needing those 3 points there, and then going on to another London derby. This is a big game. You know, obviously beating Tottenham was fantastic, but that wouldn't, that won't mean anything if we came up against Chelsea and then we lost. Like, you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones, man. Big, massive 6 points to get from our London rivals. Big game. And shout out Chelsea, though. Let me just get them out of the way. Shout out Chelsea, because we've faced them 4 times now. And on all occasions, I don't know about you guys, but on all occasions, the games that I've watched us play against Chelsea, they've always given us some type of issue, problem, whether that was the draw in the Premier League the first time round at Stamford Bridge, even though they were down to 10 men, we should definitely have won that game. Then we go into the Carabao Cup, first leg at Stamford Bridge. Yet again, we beat them 3-2. Come away from that thinking, right, like how the hell did they score 2 goals? Making it a close contest in the second leg. We narrowly beat them 1-0 late on. You know what I mean? They deployed a really brilliant game plan. If it wasn't for the fact that they didn't have anyone to kind of finish it up, who knows what that game would have been like. But we beat them 1-0. And in this game, 2-1, once again, man, set pieces. This was the set piece derby. Both teams scoring from corners. And yeah, we managed to get we score first, they score. And then we close the show by scoring our set piece. But it was a big game, man. Big game for both teams. Obviously, they're fighting for top 4. And it still baffles me, man, with a good team that they've got. I know that obviously they've got a new manager, Liam Rossini, but they've got good players, man. They've got good players. So I still find it a bit weird how they're struggling to kind of secure and cement that 4th place. But hey, man, that's their issues and that's their problems. For us, winning meant that we go 5 points clear of Man City, even though we got a game in hand. But it's the points on the board that counts, and we needed that because obviously they beat Leeds. Man City beating Leeds. You know, it was 2 points. So if we would have lost this game, if we would have dropped points, the psychological warfare that would have caused us, you know, and this, you know, social media and the mainstream media and everybody that hates Arsenal would have had something to say about that. But anyway, before I jump into this video properly, just bear with me 1 second. Please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, subscribe, share it, do all that jazz. Look, I love and appreciate all your help. You know, everything that you do in terms of supporting the channel, supporting me, I truly love and appreciate it. Just as important, make sure that you like, press the notification bell, sorry, so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. Like I always say, if you're not missing out on my shows, then you've got the opportunity to like, comment, and share it with your peoples. Anyway, back to the video. So coming away from this game, I can't lie, man, I was nervous during the game, not before the game. I wasn't nervous about playing Chelsea because we've played them, and I think naturally there was a bit of confidence there, like, yo, we need these points, innit? We cannot be messing around, and it's a team that we've, had much of our way with them. So going into this game, I wasn't nervous, but it was just during the game. When we lack control over the games, yeah, for me, I can't handle all of that. Because I just think to myself, man, at any point in time, we're gonna concede a silly goal, or you know what I mean. Even those times where I don't know if I wouldn't say we weren't. I don't want to say the players were nervy. I'm just describing how I was feeling about it. Like, I wasn't comfortable during the game. I was feeling a bit nervy. But there was a moment in time where I think Raya passed it out to Zubimendi, in that sixth row. Zubimendi then tries to play it back to Raya. And Joao Pedro's there. Like, I'm thinking, what's going on? I'm screaming at the TV. I'm just like, what's going on? Surely you guys are not feeling the nerves like this as well, are you? But luckily, we didn't have much of those situations. I think there was another time where Rice, he was chasing back. Brilliant. He's the horse in it. He's the engine, horsepower. And he chases back. He gets the ball. And then he tries to play it back to David Raya. And he just he shanks it out for a corner. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So those are the kind of moments I was thinking to myself, maybe the players are actually feeling it right now. But look, my kudos to the team. Despite everything, we still found a way. Like I mentioned earlier on, it was definitely a set piece derby. We scored 2 goals from a set piece. The first one was from Saliba, whipped in. Saliba gets his head on it. It comes off one of their players, but I think it hasn't gone down as an own goal. It's been credited to Saliba, so we'll go 1-0 up. Then after that, more or less jostling for the game. I wouldn't say that we at any time really had full control over the game. But I would say in the whole entirety of it, and I wouldn't say that anybody, either team, had moments where you thought to yourself, right, that's a really good chance. That's a brilliant good chance. It's like almost like there was a few 1v1s that your careers could have done better with. I know Joao Pedro was up there tussling with brick walls. Saliba and Gabriel, I would say in this match and this occasion, he didn't really have his way with them and how he did in the Carabao Cup. So attack-wise, I don't think either team really gave any team a question to really answer, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was a bit of a weird game. But I will say I felt like Chelsea pretty much brought the game to us. That's what I will say. In every moment, I was thinking, you know what? Like, Chelsea actually bringing the game to us. But I realized that would be the case. And it turned out to be the case because of the criticism that Liam Rossini got in the Carabao Cup in terms of just sitting back and waiting and trying to hold out until, like, the 60th and 70th minute to then spring an attack or a strike and then try and get a goal. I think in this occasion, he's just thought, you know what, I want to play my best, players, my attacking lineup. The likes of Palmer started, you had Joao Pedro. Obviously, Esteban was injured, so he didn't play. But, they had a decent selection of players that could hurt you. But there was times where we were just kind of playing very slow, passive. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like our game lacked the energy that was needed. I will say 2 players, and I'm not criticizing, but I'm just highlighting what I was seeing out there. And it was a bit of a letdown from these 2 players, Gyökeres and Eze. Now, many would just say, yeah, but Gyökeres, he done what he needed to do. He was up there. He was causing a nuisance. Yeah, we know. That's what he does. Brilliant. But last game against Tottenham, he did all of that. Plus, he got in with the goals, or at least threatened to be scoring. This one, he had a few opportunities 1v1, and you can just see on many occasions that, and how we're critical of, or how many could be critical of Gyökeres. It kind of showed. Not even it kind of showed, it did show. 1v1, can't take on his man. He's trying to do that pattern, come off the left to the right business, shanks his shot. Yeah, just it wasn't a great display from him, but we've seen what he can do. So I just want to see me. This is my take. I want to just see more from him, and this definitely wasn't the game that we saw what we saw at Tottenham. Eze was the second one. I know it's a different game. Tottenham probably gave him the luxury of space that he needed. That game as well sits very, you know what I mean? It's a joyful game for him. You can see that, you know, that North London derby means a lot in terms of his performance and confidence. But in this one here, he wasn't really effective. He had moments, times where he was getting on the ball, but there was nothing like that forward passing or anything that was behind the line. There was a couple of times where he was trying to play it behind the line to Saka. The passes were being cut out. So yeah, he didn't have a great game. Trossard as well, man. When I was screaming and shouting for Trossard to come off, and then I felt like Arteta heard me, man, because literally just after that, he brought on Martinelli. But look, this is not a video about being overly critical, and I'm not here to rant and rave and whatever. I'm happy that we won 2-1. Brilliant. You know, we found a way, set pieces. You know, I mentioned the fact that Saliba scored the first one. Then Chelsea then scored their set piece. You know, we lord over our set piece takers like Rice and Saka. But Reece James, man, he was whipping in the ball in some real dangerous areas. That near post where anybody can get a flick on, it's a real dangerous, because it's not the first ball that you worry about so much sometimes when it comes to corners. It's the second, the melee, or when it drops back into that pit, you know what I mean? And everybody's just scrambling to try and get it away, or, you know, somebody gets their head to it first. And that's pretty much what kind of happened. The first attempt, Reece James takes a corner. I think Hincapié was worried about that whole flick on thing, or it might go in his goal, and he ducks, which I felt was a bit risky, because it's like he ducks and it goes to the side netting. But the second time around, Reece James gets it into that same area, and then Hincapié flicks it on and it goes in. You know what I mean? But just before that as well, I don't know. You guys, let me know. Was that a handball? I felt like they got the decision maybe just about right. Listen to my words carefully. Maybe just about right. Because, you know, in terms of the action, because he's got his arms over the defender, and initially he's just trying to jump up. And then we all know when you're jumping up, that leverage that you need is going to cause for your arms to go up. He's looking away as well. So it's not intentional, but at the same time, it's risque. It's very risky. So if it was given, you'd be like, oh man, that's harsh. But you can at the same time understand, like, you are running the risk of giving away a penalty. But luck was on our side. Brilliant save as well, mind you, which then obviously led to the corner, and then we conceded. So it kind of worked itself out in terms of that. Then for us, you know, at that particular time, I'm looking at the game and I'm thinking, man, obviously that was just before half time. Conceded, it's 1-1. Games are very tight. I had a few predictions from my boys. Some were saying 3-1. Some were saying it was going to be a draw. I initially, in my mind, I was just thinking maybe we can sneak off with a good 1-0 win, which, when you think about it, 2-1, yeah, 1-0. But going into the second half, this is where I'm, you know, I stand by saying that we did not control this game, and it made it very nervy to watch it. Very frustrating to watch, because you just think to yourself, come on, man. Like, all of the jubilation, joys, and being happy about beating Spurs. And look, you know my stance in regards to all of that. North London is red and all that kind of stuff. All of that won't mean nothing if we don't go on to win something. You know what I mean? We can't just be stuck on celebrating, oh, we're beating Spurs and mind the gap and all that kind of stuff. No, beat them, get the 3 points, move on, go on to the next game, which is Chelsea, and we needed this win. So, like, I was just urging for the team to score. But watching the game, because of my frustration, Timber scores, and I didn't even celebrate. I'm sitting there just like, I was just pissed off, man, because I'm just like, come on, man, like this is not good enough. And also, like sometimes as well, you know to yourself like it could be chalked up for offside, all these kind of things. I'm just sitting there just waiting for it to be guaranteed that we scored. Anyway, Timber scores. It's a guaranteed goal, no push, but as you know, Sanchez was complaining about the push, all that. But I'm sitting there thinking to myself, we need to either close out this game by scoring another one, or we need to be defensively sound. Now, Chelsea get yet again another red card. Chelsea with these red cards, man. Like, I know once upon a time we used to get mad red cards, but this one is mad. It's like they just see red in it. Like, you might as well just count a red card every time that Chelsea plays. And I know it's not the same player over and over again, but they've really got an issue when it comes to red cards. Just the same way that we were told that we have an issue with a disciplinary issue. Yeah, Chelsea definitely have a problem there. But anyway, they get a red card. They get a man sent off. But we faced Chelsea before like this, man, with them having a man sent off, playing them with 10 men. And they've shown us once again that they're more than capable because they were throwing everything at us. I wouldn't say exactly the kitchen sink, but, they even made some changes where they brought in a bit more height. And I thought to myself, it can't be a situation where they get a late winner because we were not controlling the game. It was very uncomfortable. They were just wave after wave in terms of the pressure that they were putting on. And then, man, a moment where we all had our hearts in our mouths, like literally, the badge was just there. We're biting onto it. And, João Pedro does his acrobatic stuff. It was flicked on by a Chelsea player. João Pedro does his acrobatics, hits it, keeper saves it. Then they get the rebound and score. And we're thinking, oh my goodness, they've equalized. But lucky, the line held. And it was offside. So we managed to see out the game. Massive 3 points. That was, I can't even begin to tell you like how big of a 3 points that was, considering the fact we drew with Wolves. I want to repeat this again. We drew with Wolves with, it was doom and gloom, man. I can't lie. It was doom and gloom. We was just thinking to ourselves, we've blown this. Then to go away to Tottenham and win, fantastic win. That was a big, massive 3 points. And then Chelsea as well. These are two teams that that they're going to do everything and anything. Like the team, the fan base are going to be wishing for this, for them to just be able to just, put a chink in our armor in regards to this title. But we did not give them that luxury, that satisfaction to be in the fact that you are going to try and contribute to our downfall. No, it was bad enough that Man United came and beat us at our own patch. So we can't be allowing these things. But, in the context of the title race, let me get back to this. Before the game, Man City were 2 points behind us. I thought it was a potential banana skin with them going up to Ellen Road, facing Leeds. Obviously, no Haaland. And I did mention to my boy, I was like, yo, Semenyo's gonna turn up. And then he scores. Big, massive miss there, man. We should have brought him to Arsenal, man. But anyway, Man City winning. They are 2 points behind us before this game. So going to this game, we needed to bring it back to 5 points. Like from now on till Man City is literally, if it's going to be back-to-back, they win, we win, they win. If it goes like that, right up until we face them in the league come April. Obviously, we've got them in the Carabao Cup final, which is going to be another crucial, big game. Not only for the fact that we're going to, attempt to try and win our first trophy in God knows how long now, but, the first trophy of the season. But it's, it's like saying round one in terms of like that psychological warfare. It's like whoever wins it just gives them that big, massive push in terms of just going into that game against each other in April. So, yeah, man, it's all to play for. It's in our hands. I definitely much prefer to be in this position. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we've had those opportunities where we're trying to chase Man City, and it's always been difficult because once they just go on a run, it's just, they don't stop. And a lot of people saying like, yo, man, this ain't the same Man City from back in the day. They don't need to be the same Man City. If they're winning games, they don't need to be battering teams and stuff like that. Look, they are winning games. You know, that's the main point. As long as they're winning games, they don't need to be the old man City. They're just getting the 3 points week in, week out. So we just need to match them at this point because it seems like they're just always playing before us. So we match them. We're leading. We're the ones that have got the points on the board. It is literally as simple as that. You know, I know that nothing in football is always simple, but it's as simple as that. We win our games, 9 more games left until the ending of the season, plus our cup runs. Yeah, so let's just stick down to the 9 games that's remaining of the Premier League. If we win all our games, we are more than capable of doing big runs. You know, I remember, was it last season or the season before, where we did like a 14-game run? I think it was the season before that, because last season, yeah, we was terrible. So we're more than capable, but we just got to believe that we can do it, man. And I know that there's going to be games that's just going to be nervy. I know that. So I'm not under no illusion of like, yeah, we're going to be battering teams. Every team at this point in time now is either going to be fighting for something. You know, if you're playing the teams that are in the lower part of the table or relegation or whatever, they're going to be fighting for their points. You're facing teams that are fighting for Europe. They're going to be fighting for those points as well. And then, you know, yeah, and then you just know to yourself, like, being as leading the Premier League, every team's always going to be looking at you and thinking, yeah, this is our cup final, like, or we're the team that can contribute to, you know, putting a twist in the story. Or some teams, it gives them that opportunity to be able to be like, yeah, we beat Arsenal, we cause them problems, and it's going to help to springboard the rest of our season as well. So we literally have to go into every game like it's a final. As cliche as that sounds, we literally have to go into it. But look, man, I can go on forever and a day in terms of what the game was all about, what it means. Hopefully, you kind of get the side of my story and how I was feeling about the game. Like I said, it was nervy, it was uncomfortable to watch. But at the end of the day, I'm here talking to you with a smile on my face. I can, go to sleep easy. I've already got my PJs on. I'm ready. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a good sleep. And then next game is Brighton. I think they won like 2-1 or something like that. Danny Welbeck scoring goals. Although Brighton have not been the usual Brighton that we see. But Brighton always cause us problems, man, whether it's home or away. So we literally have to go into that game and just show what we're about. I actually feel like playing away, I feel like we play better. I don't know what you lot think. Let me know, man, in the comments. I feel like we play better away. So if that is the case, I hope that we have a really good performance. And I'm just hoping, as much as I'll take any win, I just hope, man, maybe the next few games, can we just get into a bit of a rhythm where we're just like, we're hurting teams. We're fully controlling this. You know what I mean? So hopefully, just before I end it, just some slight concerns in terms of like players. I think Rice came off. It's very unusual for him to come off. I don't know whether when he done that sprint to get the ball back and he shanked it out, that he may have, I don't know, twinged or pulled or. So fingers crossed that Rice is all good. I've not heard anything post-match in regards to any injury news or anything like that, but it seemed like all the players came off quite unscathed. Good to see Havertz make his appearance again. Hopefully this is his last injury layoff. You know what I mean? No more injuries after, because we're going to need everybody. Captain Odegaard's still yet to see when he's going to be back, or I don't know, man. Like, I want to say, is it really about injuries? I don't want to start no speculations or anything like that, but I'm just hoping, like, look, man, as much as we could be getting onto players and we want more from them, we want everybody to be fit and healthy and just contribute. This is not going to be a one-man job. Please have that in your mind already. This is not going to be a one-man job. It's not going to be a Gyökeres with all the goals that we thought he was going to do. It's not going to be a Eze. It's not going to be a Saka. everybody. Look at our goals that we scored today. 2 from defenders. You know what I mean? So everybody needs to be pulling in the same direction. Like I said, next game is against Brighton. Looking forward to that game. I will bring you my pre-match chat in regards to that game, the team that I would want to see play out once I get, kind of the information that I need in regards to the lineups or the players, if they're injured or not. So I will be dropping that. So check that on the socials. You can check me out on a dash of the Gunners. I'm on what am I on? Instagram. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, a dash of the Gunners. Go and check me out there. Be posting, comment, share it. Come chat to me there as well, man. Look, man, I always answer messages and stuff like that, man. And just whatever you're saying, whatever you agree with, or your opinions, or whatever, I chime in. I go back and forth and stuff like that. If you're chatting rubbish and whatever, just give you a like and just keep it moving. I don't really care about all of that. But yeah, man, just any banter. Look, I'm here for banter as well, man, and jokes, and I try and keep it light. But let me know, man. Put your comments down below here as well. Interact. And yeah, man, until the next time. Brilliant win. Arsenal beating Chelsea 2-1. Fantastic. We move 3 points in the bag, 5 points clear of Man City. We maintain that gap. Yeah, we saw them cheering and celebrating and fist pumping. We did the same as well by beating Chelsea. So this title race is definitely on. And what more could you ask for, man? This is why you call it a title race. As much as we'd want it to be like winning it at a canter and like being miles ahead, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be that way, innit? It's gonna go down to the wire. That I feel like personally, I feel like it's gonna go down to the wire. And fingers crossed for us. Anyway, I believe, man, we can do this. Come on, we can do this. Anyway, until the next time here on a dash of the Gunners. Peace.